Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. We are in a bit of a different world for this build because a very lovely person in my community on Twitch actually gifted me Eco Lifestyle. So we're in Evergreen Harbour by the docks. This isn't a shipping container home, though I do hope to get to that at some point. The day that I got this pack, I downloaded it after stream when I got it because I can't do two at the same time, so I wasn't able to look at it on stream. But in my own time, I went in, I downloaded it, and I opened up the game. And I thought the one thing I wanted to do was kind of first get to know all of the items, get rid of all of that gold stuff that highlights that you've got new items, because that frustrates me. And just have a little look around. And instead of just pulling everything out, I thought, why don't we try and make a house that has solely eco lifestyle items in it? Completely failed, mostly because of the kitchen, because there are absolutely no kitchen objects available from eco lifestyle. So I then decided, and it was about this point that I realised that it wasn't going to work. So I decided that I would make this an eco lifestyle and base game only home. I've been really enjoying building with pack restrictions. I think it makes my houses a lot simpler, which probably isn't a good thing. I don't know why I like that. But it does just give me a little bit of extra consideration and gameplay, and I think that's why I've been really enjoying making my start homes as well, because it means that they're not perfect, and this house could be so much better if I had more packs probably. And I kind of like the fact that I don't have to make anything that is out of this world when I'm using pack restrictions, because it can't be and it's not expected to be. So this is now a base game and eco lifestyle only home, and I labelled it Suburban. It really isn't, because it kind of fits around the docks, and that's obviously not like a suburban area, but I did kind of like it. I didn't want to do that general shipping container home because the reason that I'd been gifted this pack, I was building another house on stream and I needed paneling to go with the reference picture. All of the paneling I had was like too thin, and the person that gifted me this pack was like, you know what does have really good paneling is Eco Lifestyle. So I now have that paneling, and I thought that I'd use it for the outside, so it made it much more of a house rather than a shipping container home, which is why we've kind of got like a little boxy kind of modern-ish style. And I wanted to go for the balcony above on the second floor. I thought that would look really nice if you had a bedroom and these massive eco lifestyle doors, which I'm obsessed with. I absolutely love them. And then onto this balcony, which was a little bit away. I mean, you'd be closer to the smog, so maybe that wouldn't be ideal, but it was away from the grime of the everyday person that was walking around dealing with shipping containers outside your window. I also used all these new windows. I really liked them, and I thought some of the colour swatches gave me a bit of an opportunity to put some colour in my build. I've spoken about this a lot. Maybe my entire style is changing. Maybe I'm getting more confident with colour, because we had oranges in there, and the idea was to then have a dark blue background, so it would be sort of navy with orange, which I think would look really nice on a house. It didn't quite end up that way. It was actually more black just because of the swatches. It worked out better that I was using black because of the paneling that I put on the bedroom, which will be coming in a bit. So I think this is actually a green and orange, and that looked really, really nice. But then this paneling had dark blue, so we changed it up. But I still really like the concept. I wish it had kind of come together with that green, because it's a lovely colour swatch of that outside. And I didn't think that I loved the wallpapers as much as I thought I would, but I do really appreciate the fact that they've given us perfect wallpapers for both inside and outside the house. So you've got these that I'm just trying out now that look really nice inside, and there's like this copper look one, which I end up using in the bathroom and a bit upstairs, and I love that. I'm going to use that on so many feature walls, and especially now that I'm trying to bring more colour into my house, I think that's really going to help me to have like a feature wall with this texture on it, because I really struggle with building rooms that have just plain wallpaper. I'm doing it currently in a house because I was challenged to use more colour and have pops of colour, and I'm building so much more slowly because just contemplating using colour in different places is so difficult. But anyway, we're onto the bathroom now. This had some cool items. I wasn't loving it. Maybe it's just not my style. It looks very run down as shipping containery, and especially that toilet just isn't something that I would ever be coming with. It looks very outdoorsy, like you'd have it in if you're going glamping or something, and that's not really what vibes I want in my house. The downstairs was coming together. I really struggled with that first room layout, and I think it settled quite nicely. When I went in and player tested it, because I realised that this house especially, I really had to player test, I did have to move the bin, and I moved a couple of other things around. It mostly stayed the same though, apart from there was a rack over the window, or in the window, which I liked using that as a shelf for the window because it jutted out so much. That had to go because it was actually from Parenthood, and I didn't realise until I uploaded it and saw the pack. So that did go, but the rest of it is all base game and eco lifestyle. They kind of work well together as packs. I say that in inverted commas because base game's obviously not a pack. I was just swapping out a painting here, and I was kind of sad at first because there were no paintings listed with the pack. It turned out not quite to be true because all of the things they've given us are under wall decorations. I didn't realise that at first, so I managed to go change that out with a wall decoration. And there are some nice ones on that. I especially like the one that I've used in the dining room with these with the hanging shelves with plants. Those are really nice, and I think I'll use them a lot. I definitely want to attempt a kind of industrial style flat, an apartment from City Living. I think what I next want to do is revamp a whole load of apartments and go for sort of an apartment series, where I have been doing starter home series at the moment. I think I'm getting really into doing sort of blocks of different builds because I'd never really done starter homes. I think I'd done one in my life, and that was in about November. That's on this channel as well. And I've never really done apartments. I did one apartment, and that was for university, and that's also on this channel. But I really haven't done any in San Myshuno, and I've had that pack for absolutely years, and I probably should. So I think that's where I'm going to go next, is doing a whole bunch of apartments. We came up to the bedroom. There wasn't much space, but I did kind of like how it came up. You'll see in a bit that I tried to get as many different features as I could from the new pack. We've obviously got the new flooring, bed stands, wall decorations, carpet, pretty much everything in this room, bar the clutter, is from Eco Lifestyle. So it did work out quite well. I do like some of the clutter items, but there aren't that many from Eco Lifestyle, and I'd kind of use them downstairs. They're much more kitcheny, I felt. But I liked using these slats. I've always had them in my game since City Living, but people have said that they prefer the Eco Lifestyle ones. And you do get a little bit more range because you can get horizontal slats as well. But I thought the vertical ones looked nice and made it a little bit more interesting and a little bit bigger. And I again had to change the dresser. You'll see that happening. That was just because I realised that the sim had absolutely no way to get out. I've given them a little gap and I've player tested it and it all works fine. And the same with this balcony, it's all absolutely playable. The new sun loungers, I'm not sure they're my favourite. I much prefer the perfect patio ones, and the island living ones are probably still my favourites. But it's definitely nice for a modern home to have some of those modern sun loungers. And then I just, of course, had to put the planters, the decorational planters, and is it insect? It's not a bee house, it's like an insect farm. Those, and then the candle making station, which I'd really like to play with. Since getting this pack, I must have made this maybe a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago. I really haven't done any gameplay with it. I haven't even looked into neighbourhood action plans or any of the new skills or items or anything. So I do want to do that. Though I kind of have a life update. Today was my first day at my new job. So I was in the office. I have to go in all this week, which is scary in the pandemic, but we're hopefully going to survive it. And met my new boss, my new colleagues. Everyone was super lovely. And it's basically this week is just a whole load of policy reading. It's going to be fine, but I was so tired when I got in today. I'm kind of proud of myself for getting out of that slump after dinner and recording this video, because I wasn't sure if I'd be able to. I'm really glad that I didn't crash. That does give me a bit of hope that I'm going to be able to stream after work. I do want to be streaming before dinner, so I don't know how that's going to work because I was exhausted today. But I'm hoping also that my body kind of gets used to the new timings and waking up earlier and probably going to bed earlier. But this is the outside coming together. I found it really difficult to know what to do, so I kept it very simple, because how do you landscape something in this environment? So especially as I'd had so much on the top with the barbecue and the sun loungers and things that I'd usually do, it obviously did not fit a pool. Well, it fits it, but the style doesn't fit a pool, so I didn't do any of that, so I just left it to planters and trees, and I finished the whole thing with concrete. I hate the fact that we don't have a swatch that matches the exterior world off-lot, but that's a rant for another day. This is the finished product. I hope you liked this video. If you did, please do click the like button below and the subscribe button to see more of my content, and comment what you want to see next in Evergreen Harbour. I will see you all next time.